us, let's gather round. An adventure is always waiting. There's storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Let's start the show. Youth on the go. Let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Good morning to all of our radio listeners or viewers via One Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel, and welcome to this edition of Youth on the Go here on One Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Ministry of Education and Talent, and it is indeed a pleasure to be here with you today. We have, it's summer, and our students have gone through their first full week of summer break, and I know it has been an active one for many of our students and our young people, but we want to make sure that we take some time to encourage all of our parents, all of our guardians, to ensure that we are making sure that this summer is a rewarding and fulfilling one for our students, for our young people. And we know that there are several activities happening. So I will start right there. Within our ministry, we have the summer library program happening at the Nevis Public Library. Of course, you know it is the 35th annual summer library program, and registration closed a long time ago, but last week we saw the first group of students, the 13 to 16-year-olds, were engaged last week, and in this coming week, starting Monday, we will see the students ages 9 to 12, and they will go from Monday, July 21st to Friday, July 25th, and then in the final week of the program, week 3, we'll see the students ages 5 to 8 going from July 28th to August 1st, 2025. So those are the summer library program activities, the dates for the summer library program. And as I said, registration closed, but I just want to say highest of commendations and good morning to the team at the Nevis Public Library, to Ms. Claxton and Mrs. Wilkin, who are leading the Summer Library Program Initiative, and of course to Mrs. Morton as well. Good morning to you, and we hope that the program is going well, and we wish all the very best our students as they enjoy the experience, and our team members who will be leading and taking care of our students during the summer. So parents, those who registered their children, that was a great move. You made an excellent choice, and I know that they are enjoying the experience, and for those who haven't started yet, that they will enjoy the experience. As we speak to the existence of camps, we all know how I feel about remaining at least somewhat physical during the summer and during long breaks, and so the Department of Sports is also hosting a series of camps, a camp series, and they started this week with the football sessions. And let me pause for a cause just to say that the football activities for this week and this year are in collaboration with the Emmanuel Richards Summer Football Program, and this is the 20th year that Mr. Emmanuel Richards, some of you know him as Eddie Keynes, has been hosting this program, and last year we started to work more collaboratively with Mr. Richards, and so the 2-week football program, which started last Monday, will continue this upcoming week. July 15th was the start date, and it goes until the 25th. It takes place at the Nevis Athletic Stadium, and from 9 to 12 noon, and the target audience, students ages 6 to 16. Starting this Monday, we will see the tennis activity starting at the CSS Hard Court from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. We'll have tennis from 10 a.m. to 12 noon at the tennis court across from CSS. Then the following week, we will see netball from the July 28th 8th to August 1st at the Grill Hall Stevens Netball Complex, starting at 10 a.m. and going till 12 noon. We'll then see basketball taking place from July 28th to August 1st, and that will also take place from 10 a.m. to 12 noon at the Grill Hall Stevens Complex. We also will have swimming from July 29th to August 1st at the Yachtsman Beach, right next to Yachtsman Grill at Cotton Ground, and there will be 2 sessions. The first session runs from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, and the second session runs from 12 noon to 4 p.m. This swimming program is in collaboration with Swim to Win, and so the trainers and the swim coaches from Swim to Win will be leading that activity. On August 11th, from August 11th to 22nd, we'll see the cricket program taking place from 10 a.m. to 12 noon at the ETW Park. And then right after that, we will go into table tennis. They're happening simultaneously. On August 11th to 15th, the table tennis takes place during the afternoon session. So let me repeat that. Cricket, August 11th to 22nd during the morning session at the ETW Park from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And table tennis, August 11th to 15th in the afternoons, and they run from 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m., all happening at ETW Park. If you need any additional information, parents, guardians, if you need any additional information, please reach out to the Department of Sports located the upstairs Reliable Motors Miniplex, and you can contact them via phone 469-5521, extension 6710, or you can just stop by and have a conversation with the team there at the Department of Sports. They will be more than happy to assist. And so those are the activities happening under the umbrella of the Department of Sports. And as I said, and I always say, please ensure that our students are remaining active during the summer, that they're engaged in some form of physical activity. It will be quite beneficial to them. Also happening this summer, as we know, and I don't think that I was here since, so let me take a moment to say congratulations to the Ivor Walters Primary School. The Ivor Walters Primary School emerged the winners of the 35th annual TDC-sponsored Renarco Morton Cricket Tournament, Primary Schools Cricket Tournament, and we are so pleased that the students from across the schools came out and did their best, and we're proud of all of our students. Ivor Walters, as I said, emerged winners, and the Maud Cross Preparatory School took the second place spot, with Charlestown Primary taking the third place spot. So congratulations to our teams, to our children. Once again, we are so proud of you. Coming out of that activity, we have best of 3 all-star cricket games happening in the coming week. And so we have 2 teams. One team led by Roseanne Daniel as Team A, and Roseanne Daniel is of the Maud Cross Preparatory School, and Team B led by Tiverne Herbert of the Ivor Walters Primary School. Those are the captains of the 2 teams. Now it's the all-star game, which means that the team comprises of students who did very well from the various primary schools on Nevis during the cricket tournament. And so let's look at Roseanne Daniel's team, Team A. That team comprises of Dequan Phillip, Kevern Herbert, Dequan Phillip of the St. Thomas's Primary School, Kevon Herbert of the Ivor Walters Primary School, Joshua Prasad of the Ivor Walters Primary School, Linari Smithen of the Maud Cross Preparatory School, Divanand of the Charlestown Primary School, Tevion Hendrickson of the Violet O. Jeffers Nichols Primary School, Ezekiel Douglas, Joycelyn Library Primary, Dwight Otto, Joycelyn Library Primary, Adrian Douglas Jr., St. James Primary, Nikidre Newton, Charlestown Primary, Brian Taylor, Charlestown Primary, Kelvin Library Jr., Joycelyn Library Primary, and Demaya Largi of the St. James Primary School. We also have on Tiverne Herbert's team, Team B, Zakeem Bailey, Charlestown Primary, Kenroy Fraser, Joyson Library Primary, Ranveer Singh of the Elizabeth Pemberton Primary, Josh Pardab of the St. Thomas's Primary, Jeremy Liebert, Ivor Walters Primary, Bentley Stewart, VOJN Primary, Ajani Sadler, Elizabeth Pemberton Primary, Zion Richardson, Charlestown Primary, Elijah Tyson, Maud Cross Prep, Jarian Maynard, VOAJN, Bomani Alexander, Charlestown Primary, Lamar Freeman, Maud Cross Prep, and Ronnie Isles of the St. Thomas's Primary School. So the head coach for Team A is Shama, and he's assisted by Davernique. And the head coach for the Team B is Hakeem, and assisted by Roselle. And these games will take place on the following dates: July 22nd, 25th, and 27th. That's July 22nd, 25th, and 27th, 2 p.m. at the Villa Grounds. Please go out and support our students, our All-Stars, coming out of the cricket tournament, the recently concluded cricket tournament, and they would look forward to your support. So please go on out and support our students. On that note, we are going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk a bit about what we can do to keep our children engaged during the summer.
From Queen City, Nevis, this is the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean, Vaughan Radio.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's Youth on the Go. Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. There's storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Let's go.
All right, let's go. Good morning to all of our radio listeners or viewers via Vaughan Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel. And welcome to this edition of Youth on the Go here on Vaughan Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Ministry of Education Ital. And as I said, it is indeed a pleasure to be here with you today. It's a beautiful Saturday here on Nevis. And we are in the middle of or just about getting through the first month, July, of summer break. Our students have break during the last few weeks of July into August, and they return to school on September 1st. Now, it might feel like a stretch, but time really usually flies, especially when we are having fun, and especially when the students are not in school. Time flies. And so September 1st is just around the corner. We do not want for us to be in a space where we get to September 1st and we realize, oh my goodness, and summer learning loss is real, parents. And so we have to ensure that they are engaged, their brains are actively engaged, not just on the technological devices, which is often the easiest thing to do. You all know that I'm an advocate for mixing it up a bit. I'm not saying that children should not be on their devices during the summer or at any time for that matter, but we have to ensure that we give them different experiences, hands-on experiences, physical activities, and of course ensuring that they keep their brains stimulated as well. We can all think of several things that they can do, and I know that some parents are too busy to keep them engaged. Before the break, I spoke to some of the available activities. Of course, we know Camp Refresh is still happening through the Department of Community Development, so some parents may have registered for Camp Refresh. There are several vacation Bible schools happening, and I want to give a big shout out to all of our churches who have kept the standard and the tradition of having vacation Bible school during the summer to impart the knowledge and information and biblical stories and encounters to our children. And so some students are engaged in Vacation Bible School as well. And some children are still at home. Some of you might not know what to do with them throughout, or some of the, when you have some gaps and lulls. And so there are things that students can do independently, but we always feel that it's important for us to consider how we can mix it up a bit. Have some activities that they can work on independently, but making sure that throughout the summer months that we find some way to spend some time doing things with children. And so there are activities, as I said, that you can engage in, both indoor activities and outdoor activities. And so just some ideas of indoor activities. You can keep it creative and educational. You can keep it active and engaging, and you can be creative, educational, active, and engaging at the same time. So we're looking at, for example, some arts and crafts activities where you provide them with art supplies such as paper, crayons, things that they already have in their backpack from school. You can add some paint. The younger students generally have paints, and allow them to explore online craft ideas and recycle art projects. And YouTube, sometimes we call it YouTube University, has so many ideas. Pinterest has so many ideas for you to try. If you can just pick one craft per week or one art item per week, that would keep the children engaged in that and keep their artistic side going. We also have cooking and baking, and this one, I depending on the age of your children, you would have to supervise and assist them through that, but you get them involved in age-appropriate cooking depending on their level, and baking tasks. They can learn to make cookies or decorate cupcakes or make the cupcakes themselves. Board games and puzzles are always engaging, and once again keeps their minds going. So when we speak of engaging students' minds and keeping it educational and creative, board games are an easy way to do so. I know that in the past we played lots of board games, but it boosts and stimulates their critical thinking and their focus. And so while the technological devices often shortens the ability to focus, they have decreased ability to focus, board games actually increases, and puzzles, they increase the ability for them to focus. You can do it, they can play board games among themselves, their siblings, their peers, or we can have family game nights, which are always fun. Reading, encourage summer reading with a library program or creating a cozy reading nook. Summer reading is important. Go down to the library, check a book out, try for one book per week, or depending on the book, one book every 2 weeks. You will be able to read about minimum of 3 to 4 books during the summer. I think that's a good thing. And for our younger children, we should be able to get more. Scavenger hunts are always fun as well. And if you have multiple children in your home or in your neighborhood, you can extend it and have an indoor scavenger hunt or an outdoor scavenger hunt with small prizes or treats. Learning some new skill is always fun as well. And so if you can identify a skill, then you can have them learn that new skill. You can do activity-based options in your home, blending technology with engagement. You can have dance parties at your homes. You can have indoor obstacle courses. You can have yoga and exercise videos and work through them together as a family and make it a fun workout session. Hide and seek, very easy to do. And movie nights, and you create a movie night. You can have a themed movie night at home where you play a movie and you have a theme, set up your home in a theme and all of that. I know that parents are generally busy, but if you pick one of these activities to do per week, it keeps your children engaged and keeps you connected as well. Outdoors, you can do nature and exploration, active play, cultural and educational activities as well. You have your nature walks and hikes. we have lots of places that we can do that on Nevis, so we are very, very blessed. We can do some gardening, and summer has just enough time. If they start planting and gardening at the beginning of summer, they'll have enough time if you get a 6-week crop to go from planting to harvesting, which I think is very exciting as well. And they can take care of the plants. That could be one chore that they have throughout the summer, and get a love for gardening, for planting, and for food sustainability. Outdoor picnics, make a snack, and you can go outdoors, whether it be in your backyard or a nearby playfield or the park down at Malcolm Gishard Recreational Park, just to get your children outside. And visit local farms. I know that you can call one of our local farmers and let them know, hi, I'd like for my child to visit and learn a bit about farming. You can do a tour together as a family as well. As I said, I'm not expecting that, especially because you're balancing work. If you're not and you're on vacation, you can do more of these activities. But because some of you will have to balance work and the fact that children are at home, I'm just recommending that as many of these as possible could be done. Once per week is enough, just to create a different experience for your children during the summer. Active and playful activities you can do, as I said before, trips to the park. You can do bike rides. Some children like to ride their bikes. Sometimes some of us adults who have bikes could join them. Obstacle courses, water balloon fights or races, flying kite if the wind works with us. I know that we fly kites during Easter, but there's nothing wrong with using this time to also do that as well. Cultural and educational activities, we're looking at visiting the museums, learning, going down to the Alexander Hamilton Museum, going around to the various historical sites on Nevis and learning a bit about our local culture and about what our island has to offer. And as I said before, involving them or enrolling them in the various summer camps is always, always, always beneficial, because they get a lot of these experiences, and it doesn't take as much out of you as a parent or guardian. And one of the things that I recommend that you do is to have conversations with your children to see what they want to do or what they'd like to do. What is one thing that you'd like to do over the summer? If you're not traveling, what is one thing that you'd like to do over the summer, and try to embed that or include that into the plan for their activities. As I said at the beginning, learning loss is real. So those assessment papers that they got, the test papers they got at the end of the term, go over them, have them review the items that they got wrong, correct them, and so that they'll be in a better space for the new school year. I'm not saying that the exact content will come at the beginning, but if they didn't master it at the end of the school year, it's a good time to start or to ensure that you get that fixed. And so even parents, if you have to seek some support to get that done, do that. But we want to ensure that the children have a good experience, a memorable experience over the summer that can help them to grow and to become stronger individuals. And so summer is here, and it will pass much faster. I know parents often complain about how much our children tend to eat during the summer. They're at home, they get bored, but once they're on a routine, you'd realize that the eating doesn't happen as much. So when they have camps, they would stay on routine as though they're at school, or if they have particular activities to complete, they'll stay on routine as well. So that's a consideration for you parents as you plan out the rest of your summer. We also know that we have Culturama 51 happening. We have food fairs, and they can go and sample the various foods. Right now we have Restaurant Week happening, and so there are various tamarind-based dishes at the restaurants that they can sample. And so these are just a few ideas that can help you to make this summer a rewarding and, as I said, a memorable one. We are just almost at the bottom of the hour, and so we are going to transition into the ECCB Children's Connection program at the bottom of the hour. And so we want to continue to wish our children a happy and enjoyable summer, and we hope that you are, as parents, also enjoying the summer as well. Hopefully you get some time off to spend with the children while they are at home. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back with the ECCB Children's Connection program.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. An hour passes quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's youth on the go. Youth on the go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. There's storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go.
When VON vibrates, the whole Caribbean must shake.
860 AM, the Powerhouse.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real good living. They're linking the children with excellent mentoring.
Hi there, everyone, and welcome to the ECCB Children's Connection program. I am your host, Zahnela Claxton, and our co-host, unfortunately, is not here with us today, but I know that all of you out there, boys and girls, are listening and you're ready to engage in some fun and some learning with us here on the ECCB Children's Connection program. Now, today, we are going to have a conversation about whether or not our parents, your parents, have the money to buy you everything that you want. Remember, we spoke about wants and needs in one of our previous programs this year. And so we are going to talk a bit about whether we have, our parents have, or the adults in our lives have enough money to buy us everything that we need. And we're going to learn about the word scarcity. And scarcity just means that you don't have enough resources to satisfy people's wants. This is because people have unlimited wants. They want, and there's no limit to what people want. And so when this happens, people have to make a choice on how to use their limited resources. Let's take a quick break, and when we get back, we will discuss these two important words in detail and give you some examples.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real good living. They're linking the children with excellent mentoring.
Right, welcome back, friends. And on our previous program, we learned about the reasons for migration. Today, we will talk about two important words. We kind of alluded to them before. Those words are scarcity and choice, and how these Two important words are related in the world of business, in the economy, and in our everyday life. As I said, I am here today and I'm going to be working with you because our co-host is unable to be here with us. And so we'll start off by spelling these two important words. Remember, we're keeping our brains going for the summer, boys and girls. And so our first word is scarcity. And scarcity is spelled SCARCITY. I'll repeat it just to ensure that you have it. SCARCITY. Scarcity. Scarcity means that we do not have enough of everything for everyone to have all they want. Because of that, we must make choices about how we use what we have. So basically, what we're saying is that the world would never have enough resources to supply all of our wants, everything that persons want. And so we have to make sure that we are able to make choices. We're going to spell that word. The next word, which is choice. Choice is spelled CHOICE. Choice. I'll repeat for those who are taking note of it. CHOICE. Choice. Choice is deciding between two or more things. So, boys and girls, imagine that you have 5 cookies, but you have 10 friends. So you only have 5 cookies, but you have 10 friends. That means that there aren't enough cookies for every one of your friends to get one. That's called scarcity. Not having enough of something. Now, you must decide or make a choice. Do you share the cookies with just your closest friends? Do you break each cookie in half so more people can get a piece? Or do you keep all the cookies for later? Whatever you choose, you can't give everyone a whole cookie. That's just not possible based on the resources that you have or the number of cookies that you have. Because of the scarcity, you must make a choice, and that we presented some options to you of what you could potentially do. And boys and girls, I know that you can think of some other options as well, because you're creative like that, of how we could either distribute the cookies or decide to proceed. Let's take another example. Imagine that you received $50 on your last birthday from your dad, but you want to get 3 special gifts for yourself. Okay, listen up. Each gift costs $20. So you were only able to buy 2 of the 3 gifts. So you want 3 gifts, you have $50, but you can only spend, or each of them costs $20, which is more. All 3 will cost more than you have. When this occurs, we say that the resource, called money in this case, is scarce. And this forces people to make a choice. A choice, or to select which of the gifts they really would like to have. Okay? And so there are several other resources that can be considered scarce or may be considered scarce in some situations. One resource, for example, that is sometimes scarce is water, and we know that there are times when we may not have enough water, or we might have water being turned off for a particular reason. Another resource, which we might not think of as much, that can go scarce, is time. Especially when you have a lot of things to do, and you may see it more children with their parents than at your age, but sometimes it happens to you as well, that you have so many different things going on that you run out of time and you have to make a choice as to what you're going to do, what you're not going to do. And so, boys and girls, have you ever been writing a test or an exam and the time ran out on you? I know it's happened to most of us, because time is a good example of a resource that is often scarce. There are only 24 hours in a day, boys and girls, and some people can't find enough time to do all the things that they have to do, so they have a whole list of things and they can't find enough time to do or to complete the list, because the list is more, the time it's going to take to complete the list is more than the time they have in a given day. What about this natural resource called water? We use water for so many things. We use water for cooking. We use water for washing. We use water for bathing and for drinking. Of course, we need water to keep us hydrated. In many countries around the world, water is a scarce resource, and maybe I should make sure that we understand that lots of times places have water, but the water is not clean water. So you have water scarcity, you have scarcity of clean water as well, which is needed for consumption, for drinking, for cooking, for some of the activities that we have to get done. When an important resource, such as water, becomes scarce, what can we do in our homes to save or conserve water? And boys and girls, I dare say that you should not wait until it becomes scarce. The tips for conserving and saving water, I think that you should do them all year round to ensure that we have more water available for use. We sometimes tend to waste a lot of water. So we should turn off the tap while brushing our teeth, take shorter showers, fix leaks in faucets and pipes, using a bucket of water to wash our car or water the plants instead of the hose, and so on. Those things will help us to conserve or to save water. Whenever these resources become scarce or limited, people must make a choice of which one is more important than the other, or how to use what we have wisely. So here's a short story, boys and girls, that will help to further explain scarcity and choice. So the themes, the key words that we're listening out for are scarcity and choice. And as I read the story to you and for you, you can think about, okay, where are we seeing what is scarce, where are we seeing examples of scarcity, and what choice has to be made in relation to that. Now, this story is called The Ice Cream Dilemma. The Ice Cream Dilemma. One sunny afternoon, Miss Gemma took her class on a surprise trip to Sunny's ice cream shop. The children cheered with excitement. Everyone loved Sunny's. But when they got to the shop, Sunny had some bad news. I wonder what that could be. "Oh no," he said, scratching his head. "I only have 6 ice cream cones left, and there are 12 kids in your class." The kids gasped. That meant not everyone could get one. Miss Gemma smiled and said, "Looks like we have a little scarcity. That means there's not enough for everyone to get what they want. But we can still make a choice." So the class came up with ideas, brainstorming. Jaden suggested that they split each cone in half so that the 12 children could get a piece. Zara said only those who hadn't had ice cream this week could get one. And Leo thought that they could play a game to win the cones. All really good ideas. After some talking, they voted to share the cones by splitting them, so everyone got a little taste. Miss Gemma smiled. "Great job, boys and girls. You learned that when we don't have enough of something, we must make a smart choice about what to do. That's how we handle scarcity. And with that, the class enjoyed the half cones happily, and even more so because they solved the problem together. All right, so that was a good story. I didn't expect them to share the cones half each. I'm trying to figure out, well, what did that look like? But I think at the end of the day, all of them got a taste of the ice cream and ice cream cones, so everyone was able to win. And so, boys and girls, what lesson did we learn about scarcity and choice in the story that we just read about Miss Gemma's class? So, just as individuals must make a choice when resources are scarce, it's the same way that business owners must make choices from time to time. Here are 2 important lessons to learn. So listen up. We're going to teach you 2 important lessons. Lesson 1, resources are limited, so use them wisely. Let me repeat. Resources are limited, so use them wisely. Scarcity, boys and girls, means that people as well as businesses don't have unlimited money, time, workers, or materials. As a result of this, people and businesses must plan carefully and decide how to use their resources for the best results. For example, a bakery only has enough flour to bake 50 items. Should it make 50 cupcakes or 25 cakes? The owner of the bakery must choose what customers want more and which product, cupcakes or cakes, will earn more money. Governments, too, must deal with scarcity and choices, as there isn't enough money to do all the things that governments would like to do to improve the economy. When governments collect revenue from taxes paid by its citizens, it must decide how much of its money to spend fixing roads, assisting with healthcare, or educating for schools. Now, if we look at the scenario with the baker and the bakery, and he was trying to decide if he only has enough items for 50 or enough flour to make 50 items, whether he should make 50 cupcakes or 25 cakes. And of course, I know as our boys and girls are out there thinking, you're thinking of ways in which you can manipulate this to probably offer both. And sometimes in making the choice, it means that you may have to downscale or decrease the amount of one thing that you have while increasing the other. Or downscaling both to get the number or to effectively use the resource that is scarce. Lesson 2. Smart choices help maximize profits. And I want to make sure that we understand that we're not just making choices, boys and girls, but we're making smart choices. Because of scarcity, people, businesses, and government officials who manage the economy must make choices about what to produce, how much to produce, and for whom. Good choices can lead to higher profits, but bad choices can lead to waste or loss. For example, a toy store owner chooses to sell some board games, more board games than stuffed animals at Christmas, because he or she knows that people want more board games than stuffed animals. This means that board games are in higher demand. And remember, earlier this year, we spoke to the concept of supply and demand. So if we are keeping our board games are in higher demand, the owner would have to make sure that the supply of board games is higher than that of the stuffed animals. And so we want to ensure, because they want to ensure that they increase profits, they have higher profits, and that they decrease the possibility of wastage or loss. And those are the concepts that we want you to understand as it relates to scarcity and the choice in business. 1, resources are limited, so use them wisely. And 2, smart choices help to maximize profits. Boys and girls, we're going to take a short break. And when we get back, it's going to be time for our fun quizzes, and we hope that you're lined up and ready to answer our questions.
Sugar City St. Kitts, keep it sweet. Keep listening to Vaughn.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real good living. They're linking the children with excellent mentoring.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Let's see if our friends remember what we learned today about scarcity and choice. Call us at 469-1616, 469-1700 for a chance to win some fun prizes. All you have to do is be the first one to answer the question correctly. What we're going to do, boys and girls, is that we're going to read all 5 questions that we have, and then you can call in and let us know which question you want to respond to. So we have 5 questions. I'll read each question twice. While I'm reading, you can decide if you know the answer, and you can call in. At the end of this, if you want a prize, you can go to the Ministry of Education at Marion Heights and collect your prize for this, for answering the question correctly. Question 1. Is this statement true or false? When items are scarce, you are forced to make a choice. I repeat. Is this statement true or false? When items are scarce, you are forced to make a choice. And for our boys and girls watching on YouTube or Facebook, the questions are also on the screen for you to follow. Question 2. In our lesson today, we learned about different types of resources that are scarce. Name one. Today, during our lesson, we learned about different types of resources that are scarce. Name one. Question 3. True or false? Resources are limited, so we must waste them. Resources are limited, so we must waste them. True or false? Question 4. Spell the word scarcity. Spell the word scarcity. And question 5. In our story with the ice cream dilemma, how did the students solve the problem of scarcity? I repeat, in our story with the ice cream dilemma, how did the students solve the problem of scarcity? Numbers to call: 469-1616, 469-1700. We can't wait to hear from you to find out which question you want to answer. We have 5 questions on the table, and we want to hear from you, boys and girls, what you learned today as it relates to scarcity and choice. Okay, we have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Wonderful. Do you know which question you want to answer?
Yes, please. Question 4, I think.
Question 4. Is that spell the word scarcity?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Spell the word scarcity, please.
Scarcity. SCARCITY.
And
scarcity.
Good. Congratulations. What's your name?
Malaika dog.
Congratulations, Malaika. It's so wonderful to hear you. You're keeping your brain going for the entire summer. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your summer.
Okay, you too.
Thank you. All right, so we have 4 questions left. Malika knocked one of them out, and she was able to correctly spell the word scarcity. We have question 1. Is this statement true or false? Okay, we have a caller. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Wonderful. Which question do you want to answer?
Question number 1, please.
1, okay. Is this statement true or false? When items are scarce, you are forced to make a choice.
True.
True. You are correct. What is your name?
Devani.
Okay, spell your first name for me, please.
Devanique.
Okay. Bevanique, last name?
Richard.
Richards. Okay, Bevanique, you can go to the Ministry of Education at Marion Heights to collect your prize this week, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, so we have 3 questions left in just a few minutes because I hear some flapping of some wings. Oliver is right there around the corner and he's coming and he's one of my favorite people, of course, in addition to our boys and girls who listen. So we can take about 1 more if you can get in quickly before Oliver gets here. Tell us which question you want to respond to. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Okay, which question would you like to respond to?
Question number 3.
Question 3. True or false? Resources are limited, so we must waste them. True or false?
False.
False. Correct. What's your name?
Kajon David.
Okay, Kajon, can you spell your first name for me, please?
Tejaun.
Oh, Tejon. Okay, Tejon David, congratulations. You can collect your prize at the Ministry of Education, okay?
Okay.
Okay,
thank you.
You're very welcome, dear. All right, so we hear the flap of the wings, and it is just about that time for our value lesson segment.
Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to my treehouse. My, how the months fly when you are learning new words. Our word today is expressive. When a person is expressive, they can use words, signs, or any form of body language to display their emotions. When you are sad, you have a long face and may even pout. But when you are happy, your face will reflect a big smile or even a grin. When something happens that you don't like or you don't agree with, you can speak up and let your teacher, parent, or a trusted adult know how you feel. That is being expressive. My name is Oliver, and I say to you, boys and girls, express yourself. Now back to your host.
Our word for today is expressive. That's E-X-P-R-E-S-S-I-V-E. Expressive. E-X-P-R-E-S-S-I-V-E. And what does it mean to be expressive? As Oliver indicated, being expressive means you show your feelings, thoughts, or ideas clearly so others can understand how you feel. You can be expressive with your face, like smiling when you're happy, or frowning when you're upset. Your voice, like talking excitedly when you're happy, or softly when you're sad. Your body, like jumping up when you're excited, or crossing your arms when you're grumpy. Even your drawing, writing, or dancing can be expressive. If you win a game and you jump up, smile big and shout, "Yay, I won!" You're being expressive. But if you just stand still and say, "I won," with no smile, people might not know that you're happy. And so, if we think about it, boys and girls, I know that we can all come up with a time when we're really expressive. I tried my best in presenting the information and also being expressive so that you can hear in my voice that I am happy. I am happy because we had our winners for today, our children who called in, and they did such an amazing job. Bevanique, Tejan, and Malika, they did an awesome job, and we want to congratulate them, and we're excited for them and happy that we were able to talk to them and have a conversation with them today. And I'm so also happy because we're having beautiful weather here, and it's been a great program. And so, boys and girls, I want to thank you all for calling in and for sharing and for tuning in as well. Being expressive is the ability to communicate your thoughts, feelings, and ideas in different ways. And this, boys and girls, allows people to share their wants and needs, make choices, and ask and answer questions, as well as describe objects and events. And so, believe it or not, we have come to the end of another ECCB Children's Connection program, and we are so happy that you joined us today, boys and girls. Until we meet again, I'm your host, Zahnela Claxton. Let's talk again soon, but until then, remember to make wise choices when things you need are scarce, and to be expressive with your feelings. And always, always, always remember to stay connected.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They're linking the children with excellent mentoring.
With all the power from the tower, this is the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean, VON Radio, from the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.